Welcome back, students. Today we are going to start discussing about conceptual dependencies. Conceptual dependencies are also covered as strong slots and pillar structure. Last time we had been discussing about weak slots and pillar structure, under which we had discussed about semantic nets. So today we are discussing about strong slots and pillar structure, under which we are going to discuss about conceptual dependencies. Okay. So, what is a conceptual dependency? A number of authors in AI have addressed the question of concept-based organization of knowledge. So, we'll use two examples to illustrate this. We consider a verb-oriented organization of knowledge proposed conceptual dependency grammar. So, what is a conceptual dependency? Conceptual dependency, which is also called in short CD, is a theory of how to represent the meaning of natural language sentence in a way that means we are going to represent the statement such that first it facilitates the drawing in inferences from the sentences, and second, it has been argued that the representation is independent of the language in which the sentences were originally stated. So here we are representing the statement graphically such that we will be able to draw inferences, and not depending on the language in which the statements are written, our conceptual dependency is representing meaningful information. So that is what we had discussed over here. Next. So, this is how conceptual dependency has evolved. We won't be discussing that much. We will go to the actual discussion of conceptual dependency, how conceptual dependencies have been drawn. So basically, conceptual dependency can be designed in multiple ways. We'll start drawing from the base and simple most conceptual dependency. So three elemental kinds of concepts. So, a concept can be a nominal, an abstract or concrete object that invokes an image. For example, cars are concrete object. Gravity, it is also concept, but it is abstract concept. A nominal producer, a nominal produces a picture. So that is called a picture producer, PP. So we are talking about different concepts here. These concepts can be physical object, they can be abstract object also. Okay, so like car, gravity, they all are considered as concepts. Okay, concept can be action also. So first, what we have seen, concept can be nominal. The second thing that we are discussing now is concept can be an action. How? What a nominal does, something an animated nominal does to an object. There are primitive actions and derived actions. So we are talking about different concepts which we are going to develop in conceptual dependency. So first thing that we had discussed was concept can be nominal. A concept can be action also. We know what all actions we are going to discuss. Concepts can be modifier also. A modifier modifies action or nominal. Or nominal means object. A modifier specifies an action or nominal. So we can use modifier also as a concept. What modifier is going to do? Modifier can be modifying action or object. Okay. So it specifies either action or nominal, that is object. Now, concept can be a picture modifier or picture aider. So, picture modifier or picture aider is also called PA. P for picture and A for aider. What is picture aider? It is nothing but picture modifier. For example, when I say a blue color car, a blue car, then blue is the additional information about car. Car is the nominal, means object. Car is object, and the blue is information which is aiding to the nominal car, object car. So what is picture aider over here or picture modifier over here? Blue, right? So this blue is called PA. Concept can also be action modifier or action aider. So just like we have PA, we can have AA also. So what is object aider? Object aider is also what is additional information it is providing. Sorry, what is action aider? Action aider is the words which are used for providing extra information for action. For example, if I say he quickly ran, then quickly provides additional information about the action run. So that additional information quickly is called run is action, and quickly is called action adder, adding to action. So either it is called action adder or it is called action modifier. So what is a picture adder? What object or nominal is car and additional information is blue. So that is picture adder. Means the adjective which you are using for objects, they are called picture adders, and the adverbs which you are using with the verbs, they are called action adders. Okay, fine. CD theorists argue that a CD representation of a sentence is built not out of primitives corresponding to the words used in the sentence, but rather out of the conceptual primitives. So, a conceptual dependency will contain the following blocks. Which blocks? Primitive acts, primitive conceptual categories, conceptual tenses, and diagrammatic conversation. So, we are going to discuss all of them for designing conceptual dependency over here. So first of all, we are going to discuss about conceptual categories. So how many conceptual category we have? We have just discussed in previous example about conceptual categories. Three elemental kind of concepts. The conceptual categories are PP, act, PA and AA. So PP indicates the object, act indicates the action, PA indicates picture adder, and AA indicate action adder. Okay, so they are conceptual categories. These relations are called dependencies. Okay, so how conceptual categories are going to be used? Let us discuss that. In a dependency relation, one partner or item is dependent and the other dominant or governing. A governor dependent is a partially ordered relationship. A dependent must have a governor and is understood in terms of the governor. A governor may or may not have dependent and has an independent existence. A governor can be dependent. So see, a dependent must have someone who is governing it. But a governor can be dependent or it can be independent also. Are you getting a little what I'm trying to say? As we'll be discussing more examples, it will be more clear. So PP and actor are inherently governing categories. They will be governors, while P and A, they are going to be dependent. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? When we talk about PP, PA, AA and act, then PP, that is object, and act, that is action. They are going to be governors because they are going to govern the situation, what you are going to perform. Whereas PA and AA, they are going to be dependent because they cannot exist without PP and act. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? I can say she is beautiful woman. Then woman is PP and beautiful, that is PA. But I cannot just write she beautiful. Beautiful is adding information to woman. So beautiful is dependent on woman, that is PP. Similarly, he is singing, she sings beautiful songs. So beautiful is used for sings, right? She sings beautifully. So beautifully is used for sings. So beautifully is a action adder and sings is action. Okay, so here action is independent, but a that is beautifully, it is dependent on singing. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? And hence PP and act, they are independent. They can be dependent also, but mostly they are going to be independent. They are called governors, governing the situation. Whereas PA and A, they are dependent. Okay, let us take example. It is going to be very clear. So the example over here is Sally stroked her fat cat. So Sally, cat, they are objects. Stroked is the action, and fat, that is going to be picture adder. So Sally is name of the object, stroked is the name of the action. So which all PP we have over here? Sally, cat, her, and yes, her for Sally. So there are three picture producers, that is objects over here. Which actions we have? Stroked, only stroked. Means to stroke. And what is picture adder over here? So fat is used as adjective to cat. So that is picture adder, adjective for the object cat. So that is picture adder. So who all are governor over here? Sally, cat, and stroke. Sally, cat, and stroke, they are governors. What is dependent? Then cat is dependent on stroke, Pat is dependent on cat, and cat is dependent on her. So this is called how dependency is there. Now, if we discuss the same example, Sally stroked her fat cat, then Sally and stroking action are necessary for conceptualization. There is a two-way dependency between each other. Means Sally is stroking and stroking is taking place by Sally. So it is two-way dependency between Sally and stroke. So these two-way dependency is shown by two-way arrow. Please understand this properly because there is a 7 marks question asked in GTU question paper where you'll have to draw conceptual dependency for the statements given, and the statements are going to be very primitive and very simple. So if you have to say Sally stroked, then Sally and action stroking both are dependent on each other, and hence we will have two-way arrow like this, Sally stroke. Sally's cat cannot be conceptualized without the act stroke. Here, the stroking is taking place on cat, but the narration of cat is because of stroking only. So, cat depends on stroking, and hence there is going to be a single way arrow between stroke and cat. Are you getting why? Because Sally's cat why Sally's cat came into the picture? Because stroking action we are discussing. If we won't discuss about stroking, we won't be talking about cat also. So cat depends on stroking. Hence, Sally stroke, but stroke whom? So cat. On right side we'll write cat, and we will have arrow from cat to stroke. Why? Because cat is dependent on stroke. Hence, it will be directing to stroke. Are you getting this? Governor is stroke and dependent is cat. Now on the arrow we are going to write O to indicate cat is object. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? So Sally stroked her fat cat. Half of the conceptual dependency is drawn over here. Sally, action, stroke, both are dependent on each other. So two-way arrow over here. Then cat is dependent on the action, and hence one way arrow return with O. Now we need to write fat cat. So fat need to be added as picture aider. So we'll be drawing it like Sally stroke. Now fat depends on the object cat. So arrow will be fat to cat. Arrow will be from fat to cat. So it will be drawn like Sally stroke cat, and below cat will have fat going, the arrow is going towards cat. So this conceptual dependency indicates Sally stroked fat cat. Are you getting this? O is written on this arrow for indicating object about which we are talking here. Over here is cat. Okay, fine. Now, Sally stroked her fat cat. So her is missing over here. So we need to write that also. So how we are going to write that? So the concept cat is also governed by the concept Sally through a prepositional dependency. We need to indicate that cat is her. So after drawing the half conceptual dependency we did, like Sally is stroke cat and cat is fat, we need to indicate that it is owned by Sally, her. So below cat we'll write Sally in bracket her, and then the arrow will go from, now see, this her depends on cat because the narration won't come unless and until cat will come into the picture. So there will be arrow towards cat, and we will write on arrow possessed by. So this possessed by indicates possession. Possessed by indicates possession, and hence we are going to write down over here possessed by. That is indicating it is prepositional dependency. So once again, see, there is nothing written on fat cat arrow because that is just indicating PA. But possessed by is compulsory because we are indicating the cat belongs to her. So this is the full-fledged conceptual dependency for the statement written over here. Sally stroked her fat cat. I hope this example is clear. Let us take few more examples to make it more clear. The first example is of objective case. The example is John took the book. So over here, how many PP we have? John and book. And which action we have took? Are you getting what I'm trying to say? The objects are John and book. And the action is took. Okay. So how we are going to indicate if we talk about John and took, then John and took are closely related, dependent on each other. So two-way arrow should be there. So we have written John and PP and act and in bracket took, and there is a two directional arrow over here. Okay, so you have to draw like this only, huh? You have to write PP and in bracket John, then a act in bracket took. Now book is the object, so that is also object, so PP and in bracket book. Now the book comes into narration just because of the verb took, not otherwise, so it depends on took, and hence a single directed arrow will go from PP to act, and that we are going to write small o on it. Are you getting this? So it is like John took the book, and book is object which is being took, and hence we are going to write o on it. Now recipient case, what is recipient case? Whenever something is given to someone is receiver over here, then recipient case need to be used. Means in conceptual dependency we need to show object is going from where to where, so the direction need to be shown. So for example, it says John took the book from Mary, so book travels from Mary to John, so that traveling from Mary to John need to be shown. So over here which objects we have? John, book and Mary, three objects are there, and which action we have over here? Took. Okay, but how objects are going to be represented? John and Mary, they will have a separate relationship of recipient also. So it is like John is performing the took action, so there will be a two directional arrow between John and took. So PP ACT, and there will be two directional arrow. You must write John over here and took over here. Okay, now which action is which action is taking place over here? Book. So over here it is book, this is book, so please write book over here, not PP. So PP in bracket book, and that is object, so that depends on act, and hence there is an arrow and o. Now see, when you have to show recipient case, that this particular construct is necessary. Means what we are doing over here, this action is performed by whom? To whom? So Mary to John. The book is going from Mary to John. So arrow will start from Mary and it will go to John. Arrow will start from Mary and it will go to John. And this entire structure indicates to which action? Took. So it depends on took, and hence single directional arrow to took. Okay, and on this arrow what we are going to write? R. Why? Because it is recipient case. Just like we have written over here for indicating objective case, it is a recipient, means a recipient is there, so it is recipient case, so we have to write R. Once again, how we have drawn this? John took, this is book, book is object, so O should be written, and it is dependent on took. Similarly, the action goes from where to where? Mary to John. So arrow will start from Mary, it will go to John, and this entire action is dependent on this action. So single directional arrow labeled with R. Yes. John ate the ice cream with a spoon. Let us develop one by one. So John ate, that is two directional arrow over here, because John is eating, and eating takes place because of John only. So between John and act, PP is John and act is eat. Between that there is a two-dimensional arrow. Now what is being at? Ice cream. So it is object. So we have written over here PP ice cream, and object is indicated. Now add the ice cream with a spoon. So spoon is also an object. Okay. So what we are going to do over here? Spoon, PP is spoon, and then object and do. Indicate this spoon is used by whom? So it is used by the object John. So PP John, and this will indicate action, and here we are writing I. See why I? Because we are indicating instrument which is used for performing action. This is called instrument case. Are you getting this? The action of eating is performed by spoon, so that is instrument. How to indicate instrument? So this is as it is. Now I will write the name of the instrument, that is object PP spoon. Then it is an object, so O is written, and do. In instrument case we write do. So do. Who is using this instrument? Which object? So that is John. So I'll write PP John. So there is one single dimensional arrow towards PP to do, and we are going to write O on it because spoon is object, and then this do is performed by whom? This spoon is possessed by whom? So that is John. So that dependency arrow is there to John. Now this entire action of instrument is related to which particular action? eating. So that single dimensional arrow, dependency arrow, will go to act, and we are going to write I on it for indicating instrument case. Okay, fine. The final case we are going to discuss now is directive case. Just like we have recipient case, directive case also has the same shape. When you have to indicate from one place to another place, you are shifting, that is directive case. From one city to another city, from one location to another location, if you need to indicate, then we are going to use directive case. Okay, so directive case, how we are going to indicate, let us take example. John drove his car to London from Guildford. So see, first of all, we will draw John drove his car. So driving and John both are dependent on each other. So John, okay, John and drove. Okay, John drove, that is action. Now there's a, what John drove? Car. So the car is possessed by whom? John. So car is the action, PP, and it is possessed by John. Now this drove action is performed from where to where? From Guildford to London. So once again, arrow will start from Guildford and it will go to London. So this is from to, this is to from. So this will go in this direction, and it indicates which action, drove. So what we are going to write on this arrow? Capital D. So capital D is going to be written over here. Okay. Now this three arrow, this indicates causality. This indicates causality between drove and do. John is driving, and hence we are going to indicate this. So this is John drove his car to London from Guildford. This can also be drawn directly, like John, double direction arrow drop. Now, at bottom we will have car possessed by John, like we did earlier, and then this as it is. So there are multiple ways how a conceptual dependency can be drawn. Okay. Now prepositional dependencies, possessions. This is Sally's cat. One PP, that is Sally, provides specific information about another PP, that is cat. So cat, Sally, cat is possessed by Sally. Location, Sally is in London. So Sally is in London. So LOC, that is prepositional information we are using over here. So Sally and London, and between them you are going to write LOC. Contentment, the glass contains water. So what is there in the glass? Water. So glass and water, and what you are going to write? CONT for contentment. So see, prepositional dependency you are using over here are possession, location, and contentment. So arrow that you are going to use is single directional two-line arrow, and whatever word you are doing, that should be written on the arrow, like possessed by, location, or contentment. Okay, fine. Now giving or taking or just transferring. So now we are going to discuss about trans, which all trans we are going to perform. I took a book from Sally. So how we are going to draw that? PP is I, took is the action. So see, A trans. What is A trans? Trans can be subdivided into multiple categories. A trans is physical transfer. When you transfer a book from one person to another person, the book physically transfers. So the word which we are going to use is called A trans, not took, but A trans. Instead of took, we should write A trans. So A trans. So A trans and PP, they have dependency on each other, and hence double directional arrow over here, which object book. So PP is book, and the arrow will go from PP to A trans because the book depends on the action, and we'll write O on it. Now book goes from where to where? Sally to I. So Sally, the arrow start from Sally and it goes to I. PP, PP. And then we have the arrow to action, and we will be writing R because it is recipient relationship, like we discussed earlier. Which all trans relationship we have, let us discuss them. So trans can be subdivided into multiple categories. But before we discuss that, I took a book from Sally. So primitive action is A trans. It indicates the physical transfer. Primitive conceptual category objects are Sally, I, and book. Conceptual tenses, O indicates object case and R indicates recipient case relationship over here. We have both relationship, object relationship, and recipient relationship. Diagrammatically conversions. Arrow indicates the direction of dependency. Double arrow indicates two-way link between actor and action. See, please be very, very clear about this arrow. If it is a single arrow, it is showing directional dependency. Double arrow indicates two-way link between actor and action. Okay, so that is how we have drawn it. Now talking about a trans, which all a trans we can be performed, and which different trans we have. Primitive actions can be performed. A transfer of an abstract relationship such as possession, ownership, or control, giving. So A trans is physical transfer of object. P transfer of physical location of the object. If the location is changed, means traveling is P trans. Okay, A trans means the object is being given or taken, that is A trans. P trans means traveling. Propel means application of physical force on the object. Pushing, propel means push. Move, movement of a body part, an animal by an animal. For example, kick is moving. Grasp, grasping an object by an actor. Grasping something. Ingest, taking in of an object by an animal to inside of that animal. Ingest, one of the example is eating. Expel, expulsion of an object from the object of an animal into physical world. Expel is one of the example is cry. M trans, this is very information, memory transfer. Transfer of mental information between animals and within animals. Here, wherever we say animal, we indicate living agents, so animals or humans. Embuild, creating new information, creating new mental information. So construction by an animal of a new information, of an old information. For example, I took decision. So making decision means from the old information you have decided something, you have created some new information, and hence it is called build. Conceptualize or think about the idea. Speak, action of producing sound. Attend, action of attending or focusing a sense organ towards a stimulus. Listening. So these are the different primitive acts which we are going to use. We'll see with examples so it will be more clear. Please remember this table. You are going to use all these actions. As you will do practice, you will automatically remember. Still, you'll have to remember all of them. Okay. I gave a book to Sally. So giving over here is P trans. Okay, sorry, it is A trans. So I gave. So how we are going to draw this? This is the basic conceptual dependency, but we have to draw it like this. So PPI A trans, book O, and then recipient relationship. So I to Sally. Okay, so this is the actual answer that you should be writing when it is asked, not this, because we have written over here action. It should be written like A trans. Okay, underlying acts. Transfer of an abstract relationship, possession of property, give, take. That is abstract transfer, and then hence it is called A trans. Transfer of physical location of the object. When the location is changed, it is called P trans, physical transfer. Transfer of mental information is called M trans. Okay. Propelling an object by applying force, it is called propel, push or pull. Movement of a body part is called move. For example, moving hand, moving head. Grasping of an object by an actor, clutching, grasp, catching, that is called grasp. Okay. Ingesting of an object by an animal, that is eat, drink, there is example of ingest. Expelling something out of the body, for example, crying, expelling tears. Build, mentally build new information out of old information, deciding, inferring, that is build. Speaking by producing sound, speak, talk. Attending to a stimulus by forcing a sense, attend, see, hear, that is called attending. Any conceptualization can be modified as a whole by a conceptual tense. John took the book. Here, John and took, they are dependent on each other, can be denoted by looking at the limit take. So, John take, and then we are indicating P for past. So, see, we are going to use the base verb, and then we are going to use which tense it is used for, whether it is past tense, future tense, or present tense. Okay, so P will be used on the double arrow over here for indicating the tense. Okay, so which all tense we used, symbol we use over here, P for past, F for future, T for transition. Transition from here to here. So start transition is TS, finish transition is TF. Continue, K for continue, question mark for interrogation, slash for negative, nil for present, delta for timeless, and C for condition. So these are conceptual tenses that you'll have to remember. Let us take examples so it will be more clear. John will be taking the book, can be, so taking the book is future, so we'll have to indicate F. John take, and on the double arrow what you have to write is F. So instead of take, what you take, you will write, oh, actually over here A trans, and F will be written on this arrow. John is taking the book can be described as, so John is taking the book is also continuous tense, so we will write is, now instead of will be, if it is taking, it is continuous tense, and hence we'll be writing K on the arrow for indicating continuous tense. Okay. So, what is comparison between semantic net and conceptual dependency? So, semantic net only provides structure into which nodes representing information can be placed. Conceptual dependency representations, on the other hand, provide both a structure and specific set of primitive out of which representations of particular pieces of information can be constructed. Okay. So advantages of conceptual dependency, the organization of knowledge in terms of primitive leads to fewer inference rules. Many inferences are already contained in the representation itself. The initial structure that is built to represent the information contained in one sentence will have the holes in it that have to be filled. CD, what are disadvantages? CD requires all knowledge to be broken down into 11 primitives. CD is essentially a theory of the representation of events, though it is possible to have an event-centered view of knowledge, but not a practical proposition of a strong retrieving knowledge. So this is all about conceptual dependency. May be difficult or impossible to design a program that will reduce sentences to canonical form, and computationally expensive to reduce all sentences to the primitive. So these are the disadvantages of conceptual dependency. So what is important out of this unit? Examples. If you'll refer to past GTO question papers, there are 7 marks example asked from this particular unit. I'll be sharing the assignment very soon, giving you example that you have to solve on your own, and also provide solution of the same. So what is conceptual dependency? Representing your statement by providing the exact information it contains. Okay, it is very important because there will be a 7 marks question in GTU question paper about from the same. So please solve the examples which I'm going to share in an assignment. Also the examples which have been given in this presentation, you'll have to solve on your own and understand properly. Please refer the Richard Knight book. It has 2 pages separately having examples of conceptual dependency solved example. I'll also give the picture of the same for understanding. So please refer to that, and if you have any doubt or query, then please ask by whatever mode you are comfortable with. Okay. So please ask if you have any query. Stay healthy and happy. Thank you.